we are giving away a free Steam key to the story-based adventure game The Silent Age. In this addictive game, you assume the role of a regular, unsuspecting janitor who sees himself confronted with the daunting task to save all of mankind. Simply answer the question at the beginning of every video to be entered for the giveaway running until July 31st. You can enter as many times as you want by answering every new question in order to increase your chances. Let's get it. Question for this video is gonna be, who won the NBA Finals MVP award 2018? It's not been too long ago, so you might know it's sports question. JJ, do you know it?
I've got no clue.
That's what I thought, but I do.
The best thing is I could have said yes.
And not answered it?
Because the people are supposed to answer it.
Possibly be correct. I don't think you would ever answer it correctly. But anyway, welcome to another episode of Trash Talk Podcast. Now we're going to keep this probably a bit shorter than what you're used to from the last few weeks. Because 50 was hell, and so was 52. Well, not hell, but it was a long thing.
Yeah.
So, we're trying to get back to normal life here with this, but we're going to take our time.
I think 51 was comparatively short compared to those two.
Yeah, 51 was kind of decent. We have some Telltale stuff to talk about. Been wanting to do this for a while, but I had to always like push it back a little bit due to the obvious like 50 and 52 anniversaries kind of specialized. So.
Have talked about this very briefly at the end of some of the games.
Yeah.
But we never really had an in-depth discussion of this.
Generally, Telltale games, and the writing is one of them that I really wanted to address in the first one, and the second one is going to be specific characters and project them to real life. Like
yeah, so this is primarily about The Walking Dead,
Life is Strange is included, obviously.
Strange, despite not actually being Telltale, The Wolf Among Us, and I believe we played
Borderlands.
Borderlands, right? Yeah.
So that's basically the ones that we played
so
far.
This is not gonna include Guardians of the Galaxy because we haven't finished that yet.
Now, yeah. So
and that's one of those. I feel like it's really important to have finished the game first because sometimes even the first game in the series might not be that good, but then the second one is really good.
Yes.
Batman.
AKA Batman.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
AKA Bruce Wayne.
Yeah, Bruce. Batman is what I noticed, right? So we got this Hall of Fame thing going, right?
Yes.
On the TrashcanTV and all that. Batman has produced by far the most Hall of Fame worthy characters out of every series so far. A Telltale game series, story-based game series so far.
You sure?
Yes. You want me to drop some names?
Sure, go ahead.
Gordon.
Yes.
Alfred.
Yes.
Tiffany.
Yeah, I see your point.
Maybe Lucius. Oswald. Lady Arkham. And, like, look at, for example, The Walking Dead. Clementine, Lee Kenny.
Yeah.
Jesus?
Maybe Jesus, yeah.
Harvey? Not really.
Not really.
No, right? So
he was better than he was better.
Yeah. Shouldn't have. Shut up. All right.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. Swing better. All right. Yeah, Batman. So there's and Bruce Wayne isn't even one of them too. Is the thing. Wolf Among Us. We got Toad and Bigby. Crane.
No.
See, that's kind of where it stops. Borderlands Loaderbot?
I'm gonna name my firstborn Loaderbot.
I mean, Jack, obviously. Yeah, of course. Jack is obviously the guy for Borderlands. But you see what I'm saying? Batman, right?
Yeah.
Way many. And a lot of them...
Most of them are from the second game.
Most of them, Joker, obviously.
Well, okay. Most of them are in the second game. Some of which originally appeared in the first one.
Yeah.
But also, like, Joker was pretty cool in the first one.
Like,
he was awesome in the second
Joker was always awesome. He was great.
Yeah, but
great
I feel like
dope.
They really doubled down on the Joker in the second one. He appeared a lot more, which of course helps.
Yes, he was so good.
He almost seemed more... I mean, he definitely went more insane towards the end.
He carried the game on his back.
But like, he was a lot funnier even than in the first game, I think.
Yeah, well, he had a lot more.
In the first game, he was... a bit more subtle, I feel.
Yeah, but it was still fantastic.
Of course.
And that is a great character. So Batman producing, even though I'd still rate like the full Walking Dead is probably over the full Batman.
Yes, but Batman Season 2 is still over Walking Dead Season 3.
Likely. Yeah, Season 3, very likely because Harvey. That was not as great of a continuation, even though we did get Jesus and a reunion with the Clementine eventually.
Yes.
Wait for Season 4, though. That's coming up this year.
Yeah, the final season, as it's called.
So far.
That's the thing, right?
Never know.
Because they call it the final season, you would assume it is the last one.
Yeah.
But there have been cases before when shows or games, well, mostly shows actually, have been like, oh, this is the last one, and then it just wasn't.
We'll see how it goes, and if it's good, I'll take another one.
I mean, hey, they revived X-Files like 20 years later.
Yeah, I'll take another one if everything for us not to run out of Telltale games is cool. Another thing though, listen, and this is something I need to word this correctly, and I've put some thought into this and played around with this concept a lot. Specifically the writing teams.
Yes.
I believe that Telltale's writing teams, in general, and that's, of course, not 100% the case every single time, but as a general, like, occurrence in every game, they are far better at writing villains than good guys.
That...
To their own detriment.
Probably good.
True. To some degree.
For Batman, that's a very, very logical thing.
Handsome Jack. There's Lady Arkham. There's Cobblepot. Bill Carver. Great characters.
So, for Batman, that definitely makes sense. First of all, most of those characters aren't original characters by Telltale. And for Batman, it's always been one of those... Batman's always been one of those characters where his villains are more interesting than the hero himself.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, DC does that a lot. Where in Marvel, it's more oftentimes focused on the hero. Like, you will think about Spider-Man.
Yeah.
You won't necessarily think of the Green Goblin or Rhino.
The Riddler was written so good.
Yeah, of course. It's one of those...
like, even in Michonne, the most memorable characters was probably the two, like, the brother and sister who... Damn. That was... They are really good writing characters to such a degree. And here's where what I was getting at comes in. That even characters that the viewer is supposed to like, he doesn't. And there's a lot of examples of those. They're so good at writing bad guys that even the good guys feel like bad guys. Okay, I know that that's in part, of course, my opinion. But listen. Everyone from The Walking Dead except for Clem, like all the people you hang around with at some point sooner or later. Luke. What's her name, man? Who's the mother of AJ? Whatever.
I don't even know.
Friggin' Paige. Come on. Yikes. We got, what's it? Jane. Yeah, Jane. Goodbye to Jane.
I was about to say that name you could remember, yeah? The only reason why we know the name is because we had a pun for the video title.
Snow White. Beauty and the Beast. You got,
Actually, Snow White wasn't that bad, but yeah.
Not a fan. Got Catwoman.
The problem with Snow White is not necessarily that she's written to a point where she's not likable, but it's just that she's such a one-dimensional character.
It's not likable to me. Not a likable character to me at all. I like Crane so much more than her for some reason, because he's supposed to be like definitely more villainous, right?
I didn't like Crane that much. She was always one of those creepy, weird guys.
Crane's kind of cool.
But Snow White was just a generic love interest type character. She never did anything interesting is the problem.
Oh, not likable to me. Walking Dead, there's so many examples. You got like for Borderlands, you got Fiona and her, for some reason, black sister whose name I don't remember, or basically everybody else except for Loaderbot and Jack, who is supposed to be the main villain.
Jack has always been a charismatic character, though. That's kind of his thing.
Great guy. Like in Wolf.
I got a diamond horse.
Yeah.
Oh, I guess I should specify. It's not a statue out of diamonds. It's an actual living horse made of diamond.
That's pretty good.
I named it after you, Butt Stallion.
Right.
Great guy.
Great guy. See,
that was, by the way, from Borderlands 2, not from the Telltale thing, but yeah.
There's so many characters that are not likable, which was my main concern with, or my main complaint about Borderlands at its full, about Batman 1. Christ, those were the two worst games this side of Michonne. Like, Michonne just felt like they didn't really put effort to build a story. And they didn't have the time for it either.
Yeah, it was very short, and
like the
whole PTSD thing.
At no point did you ever get attached to any character in that game at all, which even Batman managed to do. And I'm not saying that Borderlands particularly did that particularly well, but even Batman, did manage to pull off the Alfred scene at the end of Batman 2. So
Loaderbot was cool. Gortys was cool.
Kind of cool, yeah. Who?
Gortys?
Yeah, no, not a fan. Not a fan at all.
This guy's sleeping.
Yep. They're writing bad guys so well, and then they're writing people that are supposed to be good guys or tweeners, but they're so unlikable. Officer Waller. I get that she's supposed to be unlikable. Absolutely, right?
She's one of the bad guys.
Right. Catwoman is, of course, the example. You got the Officer Montoya.
Yes. Never really did anything besides shoot the guy while she was under the influence.
Man, I don't know how they do it. I feel
like the problem is
they make me hate characters.
The problem is less that they necessarily write characters unlikable. It's just that I feel they don't write characters that much in general. Like it's just like, oh yeah, this person here's a person that has a line of dialogue.
Yeah, but
they don't really have a personality.
The people from The Wolf Among Us with the ribbons, yes. The prostitutes. God damn it, man! Like they should have ripped those ribbons off every one of those. Like, God, how do you mess up a character in a victimized state, in a vulnerable position that you're supposed to sympathize with, to a point where I want to damn kill them? How is it that in the end segment where we have the debate with the witching well and all that, how is it that the crooked man is the one person who I want to believe and side with the most out of everyone standing in the damn building? How do you accomplish that? I don't get it. You're making me like the ones that I'm not supposed to like, and that leads to situations where the game disappoints me and makes me mad because they force me into decisions that I emotionally don't want to take because I have the wrong view on characters.
Scooter's pretty cool.
Huh?
I've been just trying to think of cool Borderlands characters. Scooter's pretty cool.
I have no clue what it is.
Catch a ride!
Oh, Scooter! I did not understand what you said. Yeah, that was kind of funny. But you know, he wasn't. He
had
wasn't
a tragic
really,
death.
Yeah, he wasn't.
Spoilers, yes.
Specifically good or evil. He was.
We should have probably said it in the beginning. Spoilers. For all the
figures.
aforementioned games.
God damn it, figures. So, transition though. Okay, you know basically what I'm talking about. Transition though. Don't nod. The exact opposite to me. Like, Life is Strange, right? That's obviously the game that we play. You know what? They made me legitimately sympathize with 18-year-old junkie school dropout bum. They made me not even. I
don't know why you're emphasizing 18-year-old.
Whatever.
Because I think at the time when we played that, you were either 18 or 19.
Yeah,
sure
whatever.
18, but
I'm just saying that doesn't matter. But I was just saying like that she's like still a stupid kid, basically. They made me not hate the drug dealer. Damn, I like Mr. Jefferson, man. How come I like Mr. Jefferson? They're great at writing characters to love.
Well, now you're making a point that you were just saying is a bad thing. You like the villain.
Yes. I love Mr. Jefferson. Which is... Okay, the problematic thing comes in when I hate the good guy and then my main character is forced to fall in love with that apparent good guy, aka Catwoman. And I fucking know that she's awful and I don't want it, right? But the game forces me to. So if I like the villain and appreciate the villain, the bad guy, for being written in a good way, like Mr. Jefferson was, that's great. How many characters from Life is Strange do you legitimately dislike? Victoria. Okay, Elliot. I'll give you Nathan.
Yeah.
Rachel's father? I don't know. I don't hate David. I don't hate David, man. I get it from Chloe's perspective, man. David can F off. Don't hate David.
So, okay, let's see. First of all, it's not necessarily a problem if you dislike David because you're supposed to dislike him.
Yeah. But if you don't dislike him, it's not a problem.
No, because then it's just suspension of disbelief.
But imagine you were made to absolutely hate Rachel Amber. Like within like a half hour of playing Before the Storm, you hate Rachel. Rachel is Catwoman at that point. Horrible character. And for the rest of the game, you're sitting there seeing Chloe to be plot forced into Rachel Amber's bullshit.
So, first of all, David, right?
Yeah.
I had fun playing the character that hates him because that's what she did.
Yeah.
I never really had a problem with him till the whole spying on his family thing. That was a bit weird.
Yeah, that was weird, but still didn't make me hate him on like I don't want that character to exist. I hate the way this plot is going.
Of course, but I dislike not necessarily dislike the character from a writing standpoint, but dislike the character from a personality standpoint.
Of course, yeah, sure, but it's always a lot about how do you present that character. First thing, what do you do? First thing we saw off of Fiona and sister for some reason being black. They are committing a massive crime on me, the person who I'm playing. First thing we saw of Catwoman. They are fighting me, the player who I'm supposed. Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So if Rachel Amber started off being the one who punches Chloe in the face with a bottle, and then she's being saved by Frank, and then the next day we're playing like we're basically playing the same thing. But that first scene in the barn was different. Like that changes the entire game, because that's how you start thinking about the character, right? Oh, asshole character.
But that is also, I mean, not to always bring it back to that, but that's also partially a problem with your mindset, because once you dislike a person, you dislike him, and nothing's gonna change that.
Not much.
So most people,
especially not reinforcement of that.
But for
attitude.
most people, first impressions aren't quite as big of a deal. Of course, first impressions matter. If
the first impression is physical violence or scamming us out of millions of dollars, that's a pretty big first impression. If my first impression of someone is accidentally tripping me while I'm running with the lunch tray, okay.
Did that happen to you? That sounds like a specific thing that happened to you.
No, I just came out with that. But like, someone slightly tipped me, like ran into me, and I had a little bit of pasta sauce spilled on my shirt, like a real tiny bit, because the rim of the plate, which was pretty full anyway, it's just like hit on my shirt.
They fill them up pretty well sometimes.
Man, I love it.
Yeah,
it's pretty damn good. But here's the thing, though, right? That's not the topic. Okay?
Is it not? Though?
No, it's not the topic. Me fighting you to the death is never in any circumstance going to lead me to then later literally fall in love with you.
When did that ever happen?
Batman.
Weren't fighting to the death.
What were they doing? Because Batman doesn't kill, it's still fighting to basically the death. Right?
Well, so Batman's goal was to knock her out, probably, or to apprehend her. Her goal was to escape.
We are seriously fighting in a violent way. I will never like you. Likely. Like, that's not that hard to understand. That is very basic. If you introduce a character, like, listen, Joker and Batman fought to the fucking death as well, basically. In the same sense. Probably even more violent sense. I walked out of that game loving Joker. Because how we were introduced to him. Helped us in Arkham, man. Great guy, entertaining character. On our side. Not bullshitting us. For the most part. He's awesome. But, like...
But Joker turned insane rather fast.
Yeah.
And we intentionally ignored the signs because he was a friend.
Exactly.
And then at the end, you still like him kind of in part because you know that there is a good side to him.
Still love the guy. Even if there wasn't, I still love the character. Still love the guy. That's why the first impression
Joker definitely
of the game...
an interesting arc. That's true.
It's with Harvey, it's almost kind of tough, but we supposed to like him too. I never really completely bought into loving the guy so much, because he always seemed kind of like he is a politician, he is about business, type of thing.
But I feel like Harvey and Bruce were primarily friends and secondarily associates in like a business or political sense.
Well, Harvey also got poisoned with the stuff, and that caused him to turn all kinds of mental. So that's not primarily his own fault, and he was introduced in a weird, vile way. I just had someone in mind who I wanted to bring up in that sense as well. Well, who was I talking about? I don't know. You got someone?
I know that the Woody we fought the first time we met him, and he was a likable guy in the end. The woodsman. Yes, and I can tell you specifically why. Why were we fighting him in the beginning? Because he was fighting one of them ladies, right? Yeah. Who turns out, or basically from the beginning to the end, I hated more than like from that starting scene after basically the clothing file of the introductory scene. I liked the woodsman more than that lady. So I went out of that first impression of like, oh god, why do I need to fight him? We should, we were fighting her. Rip that ribbon off. God damn it. Right? That is kind of the difference. If we were in the beginning of Batman fighting Joker, because Joker was fighting Catwoman, and we had no clue, and then we learned about the characters. Joker's cool, and that I guess that's why that effect took place. Like the woodsman was seriously, the woodsman was seriously trying to fuck us up, and we did seriously fuck him up later. But then he was kind of a sympathetic character, despite
kind of cool.
A lot of what they told us about his character later was also very negative. Like, he never intended to save Little Red Riding Hood. He was trying to rob her, actually. Yeah. And they just chanced into killing the wolf. Yeah. And
never hated the guy.
Too much good stuff about him.
Yeah, but I just never hated the guy.
He still wrote it in a way where he ended up being likable.
Yeah, he was actually a semi-decently written character in the Wolf Among Us.
And he still weirdly reminds me of the Big Show. That's
absolutely. I like him a lot more than the other two folks at the bar. Like the lady who the bar belongs to, can't stand her, and the other fella who turns into whatever creature.
Yeah, we ripped his arm off. That's cool.
Yeah, but that dude was also a bum.
But he was being an asshole to us constantly.
Yeah, exactly. That's why we don't like him, right? So that's the effect, man.
Because the woodsman was kind of a sad drunk, and that guy was kind of an angry drunk. So that's.
I feel like if Donut and Telltale's writers cooperated, they can make something amazing happen. You'll have you kind of have the Telltale guys write the characters, and you'll have the Donut guys write the story and what happens to them, and maybe like the Telltale guys will focus on the villains. Is they'll make everybody seem like a villain. They made Bruce Wayne. That is the character that we play, which I never thought would have been possible. Feel to me like, god damn it, I don't like this character in game 1 specifically. So that's tough to accomplish because that hasn't happened before. Not with Harvey, not even with Michonne in that sense. So I know I'm talking specifically my experience with this game, of course, but like there's got to be something there, because I'm not making all this stuff up. Like, from not everyone experiences it differently, I wouldn't assume. Then again, it's always shocking to me when you see the decisions at the end, and you can't believe how stupid people are when they decide on stuff, right? It's like in Life is Strange, there's almost not enough villains. Or not enough really, like, people that you hate. Also because you basically love the game itself, like, a lot more than the others. And the atmosphere, and you can...
Also, I feel like the
story's told way better.
The games don't necessarily need villains, though, because they have enough other elements to drive.
Well, a game like Batman or The Wolf Among Us needs villains.
Yeah, but Life is Strange doesn't need it, because...
No, it's more story
at
focused.
At its core, it's about relationships between characters.
Yeah, and it's perfect. Actually, it's so good at it.
I feel like that's the difference. That's actually the difference. Life is Strange is about the relationships between the characters and about the characters.
Yeah.
Telltale games are always primarily about the story.
Yes. Oh yeah. They're always about there's a plot there.
So that's actually also
that's why they fail to write the character relationships.
Because they focus primarily on the story. Like Batman 2, to a lesser degree almost, because at least the relationship between Bruce and the Joker was really important, and to a lesser degree between Joker and Harley. And for some of the, especially the earlier Walking Dead stuff, the relationships between Clementine and Lee and
that was good.
Clementine and Kenny,
that was really good.
Were important.
Those were written really well when they paid some attention to it and focused on
it. That's what I'm saying. But The Wolf Among Us, Batman 1, and to a lesser degree Batman 2, Tales from Borderlands, those are not about the characters, they're about the story.
Yeah. But when you do
and Life is Strange is about the relationship with the characters, with the story only being there to enable you to have something to play.
But when you do that, why take these huge risks of introducing characters in a way that you're never going to rectify later?
I'm not saying that it's necessarily a good thing. I'm just saying that there seem to be two different approaches there.
Yes. But
and if you're building it from the characters and then building a story around the characters, it seems to yield a better story than if you're writing a story and then trying to fit the characters in there.
Exactly, which is what Telltale's doing.
Which seems to be what Telltale's doing, yes.
And I typically don't enjoy that much. Of course, that might also... That is part personal preference. I like the Life is Strange story type more.
Yeah.
Just I like it more. But then that doesn't excuse the mistake of Telltale to just... like... Sure, character introductions in a way that is absolutely not necessary and runs the risk of that happening. Because I'm not the only person ever to dislike characters like Fiona and Sasha, right?
Okay, so again, it's a lot the difference between character driven and story driven, and for a lot of the games, actually less Borderlands interesting enough, but for a lot of the games, they're established characters that people will recognize. So for you, it's because you apparently have zero awareness of pop culture. Yeah. So that's a bit different. But so if you know the character,
Borderlands is not exactly the only thing ever in pop culture.
Again, it's also the one that's the most original game. That I'm saying, The Wolf Among Us was also the first introduction to the universe for a lot of people. But The Walking Dead and Batman, people know that. So
The Walking Dead, the characters in the game are also not the characters.
The characters are original one, but specifically mostly Batman for my example here, but also for some of the other stuff to a lesser degree and more side characters and stuff. But you know the character, so they assume you know the character, so they make a few shortcuts where it's about the character story because they think that retelling you what you already know isn't helpful. Michonne is a well-known character. She's in the TV show, she's in the comics. She's a well-liked character. So you don't necessarily need to explain too much about Michonne. In their minds, maybe.
Yeah.
Same for Batman, right? People know Batman. People know Catwoman. A lot of people might be aware that there's a thing between those two going on.
I don't know anyhow.
So I feel like that maybe is a
Well, but if you're gonna have
there.
that as a point, like a relationship between Batman and Catwoman, then don't start the game off with them being mortal enemies.
You don't have to repeat your points. I understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to find out where that might be coming from.
Yeah, sure.
And some of those problems might, again, be related to expectations being there that maybe aren't met. So they expect you to know the characters when you don't.
But what does it help to know the characters? It's either way, it's wrong. It's not the correct way to do it, right? To have that kind of confrontation and justify it, you need a build, man, a huge build before. Concerning the same story, as it was with Joker. That was successful.
I don't like how it feels like you're trying to push me into the position where I'm defending Telltale.
Yeah, but because I'm kind of attacking Telltale right now. That's if the conversation is going to be like a debate, of course you need to assume that point.
Because
we all know that Life is Strange.
This is not a debate. The Life is Strange is the best one out of those games.
Obviously.
Specifically Before the Storm, but that's again where our opinions differ a bit.
Well, they're both great. I'm not rating one of the other.
I feel like the
Both
original has the weak points of Max not being that interesting of a character, as opposed to Chloe being a more interesting character.
I like the character of Max a lot, by the way.
And the second part is just that the whole time travel thing is a bit cheesy sometimes. It doesn't, because the rest of the story very much is about relationships. So introducing a supernatural element seems a bit weird, maybe.
Well, the Before the Storm
and Life is Strange itself has a problem that sometimes there's those puzzle segments, they just feel sluggish and slow for no reason.
That was definitely a gameplay problem.
Which was also one of those things for the Batman games, where also the first game
connect the dots.
Had the connect the dots thing, which was really annoying, and the second game just dropped that.
Not good.
Same for Before the Storm,
way
where
more fluid.
They dropped the puzzling aspects in favor of story.
Yeah, way more fluid. So Before the Storm had, it epitomizes that character focus even more so than the actual Life is Strange, the first one, because that at least had more of a plot line going through it.
That's true.
With the whole let's find out the Rachel Amber case, right? And Before the Storm was like, that's a full game to just get to learn the characters and the interaction between them.
Yeah.
Right? It's just about Chloe and Rachel. That's what this game is about.
And it turns out, so there was a choice in the very first episode where you were like, oh yeah, we're just friends or we're more.
Where in the Before the Storm or?
Yeah. When you're sitting on the train card, you are asked to define your relationship.
With Rachel?
Yeah. If you want to be friends or if it's...
Is that really a thing?
It's a thing.
Is that the question?
It turns out that Rachel and Chloe being in a romantic relationship is not even canon.
Okay.
That's also why in Life is Strange, the actual game, she always only ever refers to Rachel as a friend.
Oh.
She never says that she was her girlfriend or something like that.
Okay.
She also never says that she loved her or anything. She always just says that Rachel was a friend.
Alright. As she would probably refer to Max as well. Likely.
I never really saw the romantic compatibility between Max and Chloe, to be honest. It always feels like they're more like sisters, almost.
Max and Chloe?
Yeah.
Sisters?
Not biologically, of course, but because of how they grew up together and they're best friends.
I understand that for that type of story, Rachel is a better character than Max. Because it's way more of like an intriguing, passionate character, right?
Yeah.
Whereas Max is kind of like, she's like one of those kids that just hang around at school. That just kind of exist, and they're there. But for that character to be written as well as they did it, I think extra kudos. If one question that I would have is if you were to go with that choice, because later in the game you get the option of kissing Rachel, right?
Yes.
So is that still going to be present?
I don't know. Again, I don't know how that affects the game. I just heard that apparently Rachel and Chloe being in a relationship is not canon, and then I thought back to that one specific choice where basically the game almost asks you like, what's it gonna be?
Because in the main game, Chloe also refers to like, well, Rachel betrayed me. stuff like that. When
Yeah.
she finds out that Rachel's actually with Frank.
That's true.
So maybe like, what does she mean by betrayal? Okay, she left. Maybe that's what she meant. She just got out of here. She's no longer, where the fuck she go? So like she maybe she had the idea of like, you know, when Rachel and Chloe were thinking about just running away.
Yeah.
And Rachel was like, all right, don't be surprised if I'm gone someday. Foreshadowing, by the way. But maybe Chloe was thinking, okay, maybe Rachel just left for Vegas or LA or New York and just left me alone. Maybe that's what you were thinking with that. You don't know that. So, okay, that's actually interesting. You know, that's a part of the discussion for the second topic already.
Yeah.
I think. But, yeah. That, like, all I can say about that, man. Telltale, stop it. Get some help. Like, learn to write good characters. And don't, if you're gonna have everything story driven and you're not gonna put that much into character relationship, don't take that risk of like, oh yeah, these characters hate each other. No, they don't. With no reason for it.
Well, it's not that they hate each other. They just didn't know each other, right? Because you don't hate someone right away, usually.
Well, but they're obviously fighting. Same.
Just because they're fighting doesn't mean you hate each other. They just had opposing goals that they just happened to resolve in a physical way.
Well, yeah, but then, like, you don't next turn around and fall in love with that person, do you?
Of course, but it's not like, oh, I'm fighting you because you're a thief, I hate you. Necessarily,
well,
just
typically, I would assume that's how it works. Like, you're my opponent in a for real way. Same goes for Borderlands, by the way. Like, you're introducing a character as being absolutely antagonistic to who we are as a player, and you're expecting me to cooperate with that and sit through 5 episodes of ignorant stupidity of my character going along with those characters and pretending like they've always been a team and nothing bad ever happened.
I admit that them being a team all of a sudden was kind of wacky.
That was so weird. That was crazy. But let's do Halftime Show first and then resume the discussion.
Yeah, so let me pull up my list of Hearthstone entrance quotes for Legendary.
I'm not supposed to look
minions.
at the screen, I'm going to assume.
Yes, that's kind of the point.
I will look away from... I'm going to put this hat on. This original National Football League store fan merchandising game where San Francisco 49er Empire Organization worldwide ball cap.
So they actually have them. They have the legendaries, interestingly enough, listed in alphabetical order, which makes it. I'm just gonna pick out some.
Explain the quiz.
Oh yeah, it's the entrance quotes. Whom is the person that says that?
Are you gonna say the legend or the quote?
The quote.
You can also switch it up if you want to.
If you want to.
Yeah, just.
But I feel like that makes it hard.
Yeah, I know. Just go and get it.
We did a lot of the classic stuff already, didn't we?
The newer standard meta is kind of...
Let's get some of the newer stuff. Not quite standard, but Aya Blackpaw.
Golem's our girl's best friend.
That was one of the easier ones. Barnes.
Tonight, a tale of something... truth and tragedy?
A tale of glorious redemption, it says
glorious
here.
Redemption, okay.
I'm reading this off of a website. I'm not claiming that they are necessarily 100% correct.
Maybe it says several things. There's some cards that say several things. Like Vulgar Humonculus, I got 3 voice lines, something like that.
Let's see, what else do we have? Cthulhu, I think you mentioned before.
Your dreaming my dreaming ends, your nightmare begins.
Yes.
That's what it is. He's also got like 20 different voice lines for when he's being buffed.
I know.
It's crazy.
Chillmaw.
Oh god, no clue.
It's just raw. I just
never played Chillmaw before.
Chromatic says raw. It's name.
Yeah, that's important. Gotta distinguish all of those.
Don Honcho.
Oh god. Don't know.
Hey, join the goons or meet my fist.
Alright.
There's so many. They just have a set of notes for Elite Horn Chief. The ETC you don't even know him, do you?
I know. You mentioned him before. Power to rock, right?
Yeah. Give both players the power to rock.
Yep.
I'm just scrolling through this trying to find some interesting stuff. God damn it. Hey, apparently Hogger and Hogger Doom of Elven have different ways of saying rawr.
Of course they do. I think some of the newer stuff later too. It's alphabetical order. Right?
It's alphabetical order.
True.
Kun the Forgotten King. It's also not that new. Man.
Kun the Forgotten King. What's he say, man? I don't know, but I should. Wait, I should know. Something about kings. Like 1,000 kings or 100 kings or something like that.
100 kings will rise again.
Yes. Exactly. I've seen a gameplay of the combo druid thing that runs Aviana, Kun, and Azalina.
Lothab.
I see you?
Yes.
That's all he says. I see
Lord Jiraxis, I think you know that one.
You face Jiraxis, Eridar, Lord of the Burning Legion.
Exactly. Madame Goya.
Wow, I don't know.
Everyone has a price.
Okay.
I don't remember actually hearing that. I probably have, but Melganus.
Don't know.
I am Melganus.
Oh, yeah.
I am eternal.
That's what he said.
Yeah. What does the Mayor Noggenfogger say?
Wow. I don't know.
Welcome to Gadgetsan.
That's really all he said. Come on. Great card. Great guy.
Millhouse Manastorm, you know that one.
Yeah, prepare to face the mighty Millhouse Manastorm.
Yes, that is what he says. N'Zoth the Corruptor.
I taste the essence of your soul.
I can't believe you know all of those. Especially because you don't play with sound usually.
Yeah. I'm trying to make this. I'm trying to make the voice happen too.
Old Murkai.
Merlo. Possibly.
Oh, Patches the Pirate.
The old patches or the new patches?
It says the old one here.
I'm in charge now.
Ragnaros Light Lord.
Oh man. One of them says by fire be purged.
That of course is the Fire
That's
Lord.
the Fire Lord, right? Is it something like baptism by fire or something?
The Light Purges.
The light purges, right.
Raza the Chained.
Surrender your will to the Cabal.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Reno Jackson, come on, you gotta know that one.
Reno?
Yeah.
No. I know it, but oh god. What does he say? Something about, who knows what stuff we are yet to uncover or something like that.
Who knows what secrets will uncover?
Yeah.
That's Bran.
Yeah. Oh, that's Bran? Right, that's Bran. Yeah, no. Who is it? What does it say?
We're gonna be rich.
That's what it says?
Yeah.
Would never guessed that. Okay.
I can't really do the voice, but yeah. What else do we got? Let's see. Something interesting. Sylvanas. You probably know that one.
I have no time for games.
Yeah, it's one of the more iconic ones, I feel. Newer ones. I don't think that they have any really new ones on here. White Eyes.
God, don't know.
My life is your shield.
Really? Did never know that. Makes sense? Yes, Todd. Would have never known that.
Yasharaj, Rage Unbound.
Oh, God. Come on, I gotta know that.
We did. They aren't alphabetically sorted either. Interesting. Oh no, I was about to say they are partially alphabetically sorted, but there's the tokens at the end as well.
Okay. Yasharad. What the fuck does he say? I know it. I should know the old gods. I've seen him played, so I should totally know that.
If you know the old gods, you know what Yogg says, though.
Bow down before the god of death.
Yes.
Yasharaj says, man, ask me another one, I'll come up with it. I will come up with it.
Isera.
I dream and the world trembles.
I'm really getting to the end of the list here. Wait, what? There's a lot of the... Wait. It seems like they made the list at some point alphabetically and then just added stuff later.
Yeah.
Because the Lich King, for example, is like way after the original token list and everything.
Why not?
The Lich King.
Wait, the Lich King is Warriors of the Frozen Wastes. Rise.
That is what he says.
Yeah, that's how he says it too.
Professor Putricide.
No clue.
Good news, everyone! I've perfected the plague!
Wonderful.
Deathstalker Rexar.
The eternal hunt has begun.
Syndragosa. I like it because now it's all Frozen Throne, so I can...
Syndragosa.
So I can just read them off all.
Syndragosa though? No clue.
The icy winds of Northrend will consume your souls.
Yeah.
And here's one that I would have even known. Frostlich Jaina.
Don't fear power. Fear those who wield it.
Technically here it says do not, and not don't, but yeah. Uther of the Ebonblade.
Yikes, dude. Never played in the history of Hearthstone. I don't know.
The light's justice has failed.
Okay.
I believe I've heard that before.
Possible.
Bolvar Fireblood. I'm reading them out of order.
No clue. Damn.
The last act of sacrifice is mine.
Because he's the Lich King.
Because he sacrificed himself to become Lich King.
Yeah. Still don't know how that's a sacrifice, but that's another thing.
Shadow Reaper Anduin.
The light has betrayed me.
Very similar to Uther, if you think about it.
Yeah.
Benedictus.
Dude, I don't know.
My master will return.
Okay.
Now I'm curious whom his master is.
Yeah. Velen?
I don't think so, but whatever. Let's skip some of the boring ones. Rotface.
Daddy made you out of stuff?
Make toys out of you.
Yeah, that.
Yes.
Tough.
What else interesting do we have on here? Zola the Gorgon.
Gorge your hatred. Embrace your rage. That's Yasharaj.
Yes. Yes, it is.
That's just what I want to say. What are we saying?
Zola the Gorgon.
Such a perfect specimen.
Yes. King Dogwaggle.
Oh, Christ. Don't know. Something about treasures?
We be taking this now.
Okay.
It's Kobold Way.
Okay.
And one of the few ones that I would have known this way around, Marin the Fox.
Oh, God. Marin the Fox.
Probably because I play him sometimes.
Yeah, I should know it. I should totally know
Have
it.
him in my weird druid deck.
What does he say?
One for all, and all for me.
All right. All for me. That's what he says.
Kathrina Winter Wisp.
I have no clue.
Where's my pet?
Really? Is that really what she said?
That's what it says here.
Come on. Okay.
Temporus.
Dude, no clue.
There's an alliteration there, interestingly enough.
I don't know.
Mortal life. Fleeting. Fragile. Futile.
Okay. See, I know all the ones that I've seen played in tournaments.
Grumble.
Run, little fleshlings. I wake once more.
Rin the First Disciple. Eradaka Core, Havik, Galar.
Okay. It's just bullshitterish. I don't know.
Someone once asked what she was saying, and I actually looked that up for them.
No. I remember that.
Dorian.
Master Dorian. Don't know.
This one turned out nicely.
Yeah.
Gen Greymane. We
have turned this curse into our strength.
This curse has become our greatest strength.
Damn it. That's what he says in the start of the game. Buns.
Baku the Moon Eater.
None will survive.
I will silence their screams.
That's what he said, yeah. None will survive.
Again, that's in the beginning, yeah. Azalina Soul Thief.
God, I don't know.
Your soul is in my hands.
Clever.
Duskfallen Aviana. I've definitely heard that one before.
Duskfallen. I don't know. I could tell you a regular Aviana, but Duskfallen? Okay.
The sky darkens and your tale will end.
Okay.
Splintercraft.
Whoa, I don't know.
I will do chopping now.
Okay.
Shaw.
Houndmaster Shaw?
Yeah.
My dog will find you, or my beast find you, or smell you, or something like that.
My pack will hunt you down.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Great guy.
Let's see. Toki. Probably seen in the tournament play before.
No, that's something like hope it works this time or something.
Let's get it right this time.
Yeah.
The Glass Knight sort of sounds like a roar. That's what it says. Chameleous reptilian sounds.
Reptilian noises. Wow.
Face Collector.
Oh man, I should know that one. I don't know.
We are no one and everyone.
Oh, I didn't know that at all. Okay. Never seen him play it in competitive play.
So, and I'm just gonna read this name off of this website right now. Tess Greyman. I'm pretty sure they missed an E there.
Grey Man.
If they just missed the E at the end.
Yeah. So what does Tess say, man? Probably something about Gilnace.
Tells me how reliable that site is.
Yeah.
I was just trying right now to look up where did we have Gen? Right there. They spelled Gen correctly.
Likely something about Gilnace.
You have no idea what I'm capable of.
Okay. Nothing about Gilnace.
That's definitely one.
That's what there is Cross, like rush the enemy, defend Gilnace.
It's also of course one that I hear a lot because I play that deck for a while. Shudderwalk.
Should I say the whole thing, like when he plays himself 20 times, or just one?
Do however you please.
My jaws that bite, my claws that catch. Great guy. And then repeat 25
Yeah. Did you mention Darius already?
Yeah. Rush the enemy, defend Gilnace.
Yeah. Black Hole Gunspire.
It's a freaking building. I don't know.
It actually says sounds like a building.
It sounds like building noises.
And for some reason at the bottom of the list they have a Luneth.
A Luneth. I know that the weapon says it's like come my child something.
Come child.
Yeah.
Let us wreak havoc.
Yeah.
And then in parentheses it says you cross the infinite mage. Unleash your potential. I don't know why they put in parentheses. I don't know how much of that...
Maybe every time they draw. Because also Skull Minari says something every time something's
even. It's supposed to be entrance quotes. Anyways.
Yeah. This one will prove very useful. So Skull says. Sometimes. Alright, that's the halftime show, man. I knew some of them. I eventually got the old gods, all of them.
Yeah.
It's really the ones that I've seen being played in competitive play. Like some that aren't playing competitive play that I don't see in videos, I won't know.
The old gods really all saw play.
Yes, but like when
Yogg only briefly.
the time that I started watching, the only two old gods I saw play in
I'm not sure if Cthulhu was ever run competitively actually.
Well, the only ones that I ever saw being run competitively were N'Zoth and Yashtrosh. Mainly N'Zoth in the end.
They pre-nerfed Yogg. They actually sometimes ran as like a last-ditch effort.
Yeah, I've seen the World Championship 2016. That was actually one of the first Hearthstone videos I watched, and I rewatched it recently, and I know they were running Yogg in a Druid, I believe.
I also remember that one video where it was Toast versus Ellie Strauss, and it was just he just played the Yogg.
And one of them he just yogged, and he got it too, because it got like Nash or something like that. But yeah. Great guy. Yeah, I got him. The old gods, I got him. Seen him before, but like Darius Crowley sometimes played tests, not really. So that's kind of how the ones that you come to know and the ones that you just don't. Like Uther, come on, Uther. Anduin I've heard more times than I care to admit. Back in the days when the Highlander Priest was all the rage, there was Anduins everywhere. Deathstalker, obviously, I've played like over 800 games with that card. And the other, like the best Death Knights these days, like in the current meta, are basically like it's basically three tiers. It's like the good ones is Gul'dan, Rexxar, Malfurion. Kind of mediocre ones would be the Anduin, occasionally. I think the Jaina and the Garrosh, and then the Valera and the Thrall and whatever I missed. The Uther obviously I don't see play these days at all, really.
Yeah, Valera is very situational one, and the other ones are just.
But it was okay in Kingsbane.
Yeah.
It's not really all that. The Rexxar has become incredibly good with the new
problem
piece.
with Valera and Kingsbane is that you can't cycle the Kingsbane anymore to prevent fatigue.
Yeah, you can. You can draw Kingsbane, play the Kingsbane, play the Shadow Reflection.
Oh,
that
right,
way
yeah.
Shuffle your Kingsbane. And then you'll just be shuffling between your actual Kingsbane and 1/3 Kingsbane. But then you don't want to Shadow Reflection your Kingsbane anymore because then you'll have more 1/3 Kingsbanes.
Right, yes.
So that's what you need to always. You always need to play it, attack, and play the Shadow Reflection Kingsbane. And
yeah.
the other one. So that's how that works.
Never mind, right, of course.
But
it seems actually very obvious.
Right.
Yeah.
But like it's not necessary. People will use it for the oil or the deadly poison.
I mean, the Techno Sharp Oil hasn't been in standard even back in the day when Kingsbane
exactly. That's why I don't have it. That's why my Kingsbane isn't as good anymore.
Because it's from GVG, which is way back when.
Malfurion is just like the most well-rounded one of them, and Gul'dan is just such an impact turn that he'll probably always be good.
Although Anduin is really good as a board cleaner still.
Yes.
But you lose your healing.
Yes, but like look at the priests that are currently run. Like Anduin is just not a key card in there, and sometimes he isn't even necessary at all. Like the quest priest.
I'm saying it's a good counter to big boards.
Combo priest. Sure it is.
Because right now these days, if you play Anduin, you're probably primarily playing him for the battlecry. I feel.
Well, there's still the Mind Blast priest that relies on the hero power, but when it was free, it was just so much more oppressive.
That's true.
That's not the case anymore. Let's get into the fact of the week, though, because we're already running a pretty long podcast.
This is gonna be just as long as the last one.
We're gonna do, but it's gonna be anyway. So, what's your fact of the week, man?
Here's the thing. Mm-hmm. And people have heard this before the general statement, but there's more to this. And you might know why this came to a mind as well.
What's the statement?
People. Spiders are not insects.
No, spiders are not insects.
Okay, so insects.
PSA, right? If you ever have a spider in your room, call them by the name of Boris.
And that is exactly why. Mm-hmm. Anyways, so insects have bodies that are split in 3 segments, and they have 6 legs. So you encounter an animal that has more or less than 6 legs, well, naturally less, then it's not an insect, okay?
Correct. Spiders
are arachnids.
Arachnids, yes. Not insects.
Which
means that spiders are actually the good ones and the insects are the assholes, technically, most of the time.
Both arachnids and insects are arthropods.
Mm-hmm.
I believe I said that right. And
possibly
arthropods, something like that. Anyways.
Probably.
Arthropods, I believe. Anyways, the point is, spiders not insects, and all the other stuff I said about insects and arthropods and whatnot.
Also, don't kill spiders because they actually kill the insects.
That's true.
Rather kill the insects and leave the spiders alone because they'll help you clean the house. My effect of the week, and I'm going to ask you that as a question too because you did that to me last time. What creature... Okay, I'm going to give a statement to it. The creature that kills most people on a yearly basis is not like a lion or like a dangerous shark or anything. What is the creature that kills most people?
People!
No. Trick question. Mosquitoes. It's actually mosquitoes.
Wait, so you saying mosquitoes kill more people than people do?
Yes.
That's crazy.
Because Africa has a thing.
Africa is a thing.
Yeah. You don't think about it a lot, but it's a thing. That was the trick question I was going for. Mosquitoes kill more people than people. Absolutely. Crazy, right? It's true. Fact. Second topic?
But wars are a thing.
Yeah. But mosquitoes, man.
And, murder is a thing.
No big time wars, though.
That's true.
Like, no world war, like millions of deaths on like a span of like 5 to 10 years. Like smaller, I'm saying civil wars, also in Africa. Coincidentally.
Because Africa is a thing, apparently.
Yeah. But that's like, mosquitoes, man. So, second topic, you already know what it is. Talking about story-based game characters to become reality or not to become reality. We had this discussion right before we started the podcast, which is what we decided to talk about.
We've had this discussion multiple times. Yeah. I believe we've also had this once on the podcast as well.
But you can never talk about it enough.
Yes.
Because it's always fun to fantasize about like how would that stuff work out. So typically I've seen you taking a rather strong a position against Maxine Neverhuffer.
Well, I mean,
to become reality.
The point is, her time travel powers
really good though.
Very dangerous.
Yeah, but really cool. Dangerous, yes. Cool, absolutely. And like, listen, if Chloe had those time travel powers,
even more dangerous.
Yeah, a lot more concerned because Max. I mean, as dumb as she acts sometimes and as clumsy as she is, she's trying to do good.
Okay, so from all the characters in that universe, she's probably the best one to get those powers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Probably.
Maybe Chloe's mother. What's her name again?
Joyce.
Yeah. She would probably be good at that too.
Yeah. Totally agree. So Max is the right character for that. I guess that's why they had to write her that way, though. Like, you can't have her be as impulsive as Chloe or even Rachel. That's why she's a bit of a different, like, a more quiet, like, baseline character. And it makes sense for that. Because you know what, if she was like a Victoria, we'd be complaining about, first of all, why we need to play that sort of a character. It's awful. And, like, why is she only using the powers for good? And if she's not only using the powers for good, then the game doesn't work. Like, it becomes a totally different thing.
Yeah, there's probably an audience for that, but sure.
So it makes sense for Max to be that. So, like, if you had the choice of, like, Max become reality or not, and there's everything else held constant, would you say yeah or
no? So is just Max becoming reality with her powers?
With and or without her powers. Both are options. Like, both specific scenarios.
Without, I literally couldn't care less.
Okay. I'd still say yes because, I mean, it's a character you know from a game, man. Come on.
Fair.
Pretty good.
With the powers, okay, I know that at the end of the game, the thing that happens is either one of her friends dies or she destroys a town.
Mm-hmm.
But her destroying a town is a pretty scary thing, right?
But the point is that Chloe's cursed, not Max, right?
But it's still caused by Max, the whole situation, right?
Yeah, but long as you're not long as you're not getting yourself shot because you're cursed, and the universe wants you to die, Max don't need to rewind time to save you.
But the point is, Max is the type of person who, because of emotional investment, she would be the one to save Chloe rather than the town.
Yeah.
So if she ever got into that type of situation,
but that's a good thing to know for you though, right? So yeah. That Max would be willing to save you over the whole town.
Okay, but we just proposed that she was real. We didn't necessarily.
Well, obviously befriend her then, yeah. Like we know that all of a sudden Max Caulfield is real. Because
otherwise she would presumably still have a rather long life because she's relatively young. So there's a lot of chances for her to build attachment to people who then die out of one reason or another.
Yeah.
And natural causes probably won't be preventable.
Right.
But then she fucks up time and then she destroys towns. So that's not good.
But it seems like she'd be reasonable enough to not do that every single time when someone just naturally dies.
Again, or natural something. Death probably not, but if
kind of bad happens, and not everyone has several people in their lives get shot right in front of them.
That's true, but I'm still saying it's too much of a risk factor to say yes to. I feel
I'd like it. I'd really like it. Because, obviously you need to befriend her then, right? Which, for one reason, would be cool because we need more friends, as we have established before the recording. Because we're not gathering barbecue gatherings anymore, apparently. And Max would fit in that group, believe it or not. There's moments in the game where he's talking about, you know what? It's kind of cool to gather around a group of pals and play some board games.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I could do that. I mean, yeah, right? Yes. Won't be the worst person to fit in there. So I'll take it. And then the time travel powers, man, it's good to have that on your side. Always. Right? I'll say yes. And even without the powers, it's a character from a video game that is now real. I'll take that for almost every character. Not bad characters, but the good characters, I'll always take it. Because it's just cool to have.
I suppose, yeah.
If it was the Riddler, likely not.
Yeah, of course, any of the villains, it wouldn't make sense because you're just adding something negative.
Exactly. But it's a good character. Alfred? Tiffany?
Yeah.
Tiffany.
I was actually thinking Gordon.
Gordon, too. Yeah, good police guy.
He's good at his job.
Yeah. Tiffany, though. Smart as hell, funny, breakfast jokes.
If she stops killing people, that's something we could talk about.
Wow, that's cool.
Spoilers, I guess.
Yeah, that's fine. You already mentioned that. I'm not too mad, but that's Tiffany, man.
That specific one, no, but I'm saying there is, because people who are willing to take a life might be willing to do it again in the future.
For $1 million, we've had that before.
Yeah, the pumpkin peasants.
Pumpkin farmers, man. Crazy. Oh, Chinese peasant farmer. Yeah, but come on. If any character who's essentially friendly, because Tiffany's essentially friendly.
Yes.
He's not gonna go ahead and kill you.
No, probably not.
For some reason. But, for example, we got Victoria. Not sure if I want her to be real. She's probably not evil, as in destructively evil.
The problem is, saying Victoria would be real wouldn't really change anything about the world. I mean, of course, technically it's a negative influence.
Yeah.
But there is already enough people that exist that are like her.
Exactly, right? So, in that case, would you even, make her real? Probably still just for it being cool?
Probably not.
If it was either Victoria or no one. That's your one opportunity to make a video game character real.
Nah, wouldn't do it.
I'll do it. I'll do anyone that doesn't pose a danger. Anyone that is at least basically like net neutral, I'll do.
Fight for net neutrality, people.
Yeah. Max totally. Chloe though.
Sure.
See, you're saying Chloe. You're saying yes to Chloe more quickly than you do to Max.
I said yes to Chloe more quickly than I did to Victoria, which is kind of the point, isn't it?
Well, obviously Victoria, right? But Max?
Okay, sure, yes, but still,
Max without powers was Chloe without powers.
I'll pick Chloe over Max any day, and you know it.
Who would you rather be friends with, man? You know, there's a lot of people like Chloe out there.
Yeah.
And you're friends with a lot of people that are a lot more like Max.
It's probably true.
Mm-hmm.
I'll pick Warren any day.
Yeah, Warren's great. But, come on, man. Like, come on. You'd probably pick Steph and Mikey first, right?
Yeah, I mean...
The D&D folks.
Their characters are very similar to Warren, I feel.
Yeah.
Especially Steph. Like, Mikey's a bit more... He's a bit
more
less outgoing and a bit
yeah.
more introverted and everything.
It's not like you're the life of the party.
No, I'm just saying. I'm just comparing the characters, and
Yeah. Warren is actually pretty extroverted.
I know, and that's not necessarily a bad thing though.
Oh, that's okay.
I feel like, especially as an introvert, you need those types of people in your life because otherwise you're not gonna have any human contact.
Except for those people.
Yeah.
Or like other introverts. I don't know.
It's tough to meet introverts,
yeah,
okay?
it's tough, especially if you're one yourself. It's actually right. That's actually like one of those things, right? How does that happen?
It generally happens specifically in schools because they're
Yeah.
the social outcasts. Not a wrestling pun. Don't even
Rap
try
puns. We've had a Skype group named that.
me. We still do.
Yeah, it's just 3 people in there. Man.
Of course it's 3 people!
Because Rose is no longer there. No, seriously, but yeah, like Max no powers, Chloe no powers. I know Chloe's more exciting. It's Max. It's probably Max.
I think it's Chloe, but of course.
See, if it's like, okay, are we talking 12-year-old, 16-year-old, 18-year-old?
That's always a good question. So the thing is, if we're rationalizing it,
Yeah.
of course it would have to be Max, I think.
Yeah.
That seems obvious.
12-year-old, I'll take Chloe.
Also, that's the thing, right? Chloe, the problem is, pre-Rachel disappearance, interesting character, cool character, she has her problems, sure,
Mm-hmm.
but
nothing that's not fixable.
yeah, but the post-Rachel disappearance, that's when she becomes really problematic.
Yeah, like the waving guns around, blue hair, tattoo, drug doing.
Well, I'm not gonna say anything about the blue hair.
Yeah, I'm not opposed.
We know
to it
people
here.
like that.
I know people like that. Yes.
More greenish was apparently supposed to be. What was it? Supposed to be black.
No, it was supposed to be purple at one point.
Oh yeah,
it was supposed to be purple and it was just flat out black.
All right, yeah.
But she had like every color on the rainbow so far, so you know.
Yeah.
No, like like the 19-year-old Chloe, I'll take Max. Main game, I'll take the main game Max over the main game Chloe. Before the Storm, you know what? Before the Storm, Chloe might be possible.
Yeah. It's also interesting enough when we say Chloe, I always think of Before the Storm Chloe, not of
Really?
main game Chloe.
I'll always think Chloe in her final form.
I think that makes more sense, but weirdly enough, I guess
Well, we played Before the Storm first.
we played Before the Storm first. It's still the game that I prefer out of those. And I guess you always want to think of the best version of a person, right?
Well, yeah, the best version of Chloe is definitely the...
which is that
better
one.
version is that one. Well, technically, the best version would be 12-year-old Chloe.
Maybe.
Before everything started going down, like Max leaving and all that.
But at that point, it's not a person that would want to be friends with anymore. I don't want to be friends with 12-year-olds. Really.
Yeah, that's true.
Because
But
at that point, they're just kids.
it's got some type of science future, which isn't
Yeah.
not as bad. I mean, 16, you can be friends with 16-year-old. That's cool.
Yeah, of course.
So 16-year-old Chloe, but even though at that point she was already getting in some sort of trouble before meeting Rachel. Actually, that's how she met Rachel.
Yeah.
So, but that wasn't anything big. That wasn't any big time stuff.
I was about to say she was being a teenager.
The worst thing she did at that point was probably like drink illegally and smoke weed.
So,
which are problems, but not like that huge of problems.
I feel like she was a stereotypical, not necessarily stereotypical teenager, as in every teenager is that way, but as in like the stereotypical
rebellious
doesn't behave, rebellious type teenager.
Exactly.
Which,
in a funny way and written so well by Donna that I still like the character.
Which, you know, it's like, it's not the type of teenager that I was, but
because you no longer are, basically.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah, I'm 20 now, man.
Yeah. I'm still 19.
So,
Sadness.
it's still weird. I almost said am, but you know, it's like I never was really rebellious then.
Even though you look like a metalhead.
I know.
Well.
But it's not like my parents hate it.
Yeah. Fair enough. I mean, how does one become like that anyway? It's like, is that like genetic? Don't think it really is genetic.
I feel like, in a way, a lot of our classmates were like that, though.
Were or were not?
Were like it. Like the whole, like, smoking weed, drinking, going out to parties.
But that's literally just by them being stupid. Like, there was no background behind that. That was not even the best. Like, oh yeah, I can do what the fuck I want to do.
I was about to say,
I don't think they had.
Sure, they weren't necessarily rebellious. They were just being pricks.
I don't think they had a vendetta against their parents or anything like that. Like, not at the age of 21. At that point, you're just wasting your life. And
well, most of those weren't 21. They were like at the point I'm thinking was in school, so it was
18, 19, something.
I was about to say they were like 18, 19. Yeah.
But that's just like that. Okay, that's pretty dumb. Happens, but for Chloe, that's also maybe why Chloe's character is even more relatable than that, because there's the reasoning behind it. You have the story laid out so well.
Also, I think that most of those people were. We talked about this before. The whole group dynamic where you think the group is expecting a thing of you, so thereby you do it.
Of course, they're sheep.
Which also is probably one of those things that is in favor of Chloe because she's kind of a loner.
Yeah, exactly. She's more of a.
Which is weird that I like loners because that inherently doesn't seem to go together, but it does.
Yeah.
Because that's also the people that are generally seen as loners and also the introverts in general are usually the ones who form those.
Not even sure if Chloe's an introvert, but yeah,
not sure. But I'm most generalizing.
Yeah.
Are oftentimes those people that will form a few very close bonds.
Yeah.
Rather than a lot of surface level ones.
That is the case for Chloe though. You got Rachel.
That's also
That is the case, sure.
So those characters, of course, are thereby more relatable and also more likable to me.
Yeah,
in a way.
You're right in Chloe being distinguished from that. So I think that's actually a huge plus point for Chloe because she doesn't adhere to any social rules or anything. She's being rebellious because she's got a reason to be rebellious, and she's actually rebellious.
She probably likes Bon Jovi.
Yeah, I totally like Bon Jovi. See, the thing is, like, when 70% of the people in back in our high school were being quote unquote rebellious, they're not being rebellious. They're conforming to the social standards, not by the parents' generation, but by
their own social circles in school.
Social circles, exactly. So they're still being sheep, just in like a bad way. Of course, it's always a bad.
They're all being black sheep, is what they are.
All being black sheep.
I'm not racist, by the way.
No, I'm not against sheep. Just people. Being racist. Like, do you think sheep are racist? Are sheep racist?
Probably not. I don't know.
I don't think racism is a concept that anyone outside of humanity has perfected.
Well, I mean, some animals do choose their partners based on appearance.
Well, that's
but that's not necessarily racist.
That's not racist.
But then again, which non-human species really has race such a degree that humans have, and then have different races have contact? Because races are usually developed because of environmental differences.
Exactly.
And because most animals aren't as international as we are, as in international travel and everything, makes it harder for different species to even meet.
Yeah, like polar bear, black bear. Tough time.
They would probably be weirded up by each other. It's like, why do you look so weird?
Why you black and why you white, bitch? So that's how I imagine that going down.
Then they make sweet, sweet panda babies.
Not pandas, man. Gray panthers. Gray. It's gray. Yeah, gray.
I know, but
There's panthers too. Like they make felines.
What?
It's feline too. It's because it's panther.
Yeah, I know. But I was
totally legit now.
To our sense, making a feline. Yeah. No, but I was thinking. I think there was like this picture where like black bear and polar bear are doing like a fusion dance, and then there's a panda.
There's a panda. I've seen that. I've totally seen that picture before. Back to Chloe, Matt. Okay, one more character, man. Rachel.
Sure.
In like, what's the order? Rachel, Chloe, Max.
Okay.
No powers. Also, no curses to summon forest fires.
Which I guess is a power in this.
And then being the spirit of a storm, haunting a village.
There's a lot of baggage there, yeah. So let's see. I mean, if we want to go purely rational, which is this whole game is based on emotional attachment, so it's kind of weird. It would be Max, Rachel, and Chloe.
Probably.
If we're going from liking the characters, Max number 3. Like from liking the characters from emotional attachment.
It's probably Rachel at 3 for me, man.
Which brings up the question for me though: in which order do I put Rachel and Chloe? Because that's tough.
Like from just like likability, from what character putting all their issues aside, say that wasn't considered, it would be Chloe, Max, Rachel for me in that order. In the order that we have, it'd probably be Max, Chloe,
Stop
Rachel.
kicking the chair.
Sorry, it'd be Max, Chloe, Rachel because I don't know, Rachel is really not on that level. Not the hugest fan of Rachel.
It's probably Chloe, Rachel, Max. I don't know.
I'll take Max over Rachel, just as a person. I like Max better. Honestly, I don't know.
I don't know.
It kind of feels like it. Rachel is more. Well, see, Rachel is
a bit of a prat sometimes.
Yeah, it's also more the outgoing person, right?
Yeah, that's. I don't know. I mean, she seems to be, but then again,
popular kid.
She was
typically don't like that.
She was at the party alone.
Yeah.
She skipped school with Chloe specifically to get away from everyone. You don't. She is.
Well, not to get away from everyone, to spy on her fucking phone.
Yeah, that was what ended up being the actual reason. But it seems that despite them always saying that she's popular and everything, you don't really ever see her being popular really enough.
Well, it's like, oh, she's so great. She's good at acting, and she's so smart and everything. And
she totally went off script during Shakespeare things, so that's great.
Yeah.
That was one of the greatest scenes, though.
That was the theater was really good. Like she just doesn't seem as sincere.
That's true.
As like Max would. She's more of a dishonest character and more of a shady character too. So I'll probably take Max. I'll take Max and Chloe if I got to choose 2 out of 3.
It's just make all 3 happen. That's cool.
Yeah, let's do final one. 3 characters, all games combined. You get 3 characters, no powers. Who you picking? All games that we've played so far.
I assume specifically the story-based Telltale games.
It's like Garrosh. Give me Garrosh.
Wait. Okay. Garrosh without powers. Would he still be an orc? He just
We're talking about story-based human game.
Yeah, I know. So, let's see. No powers. I I feel like the obvious choice is the 3 aforementioned ones, but there is other cool characters in the other games.
Yes. You got Lee.
The other question is also, because some of those characters have relationships with each other.
Uh-huh.
So we're probably getting the best versions of the characters, like personality-wise, if we keep their attachments in there.
If pick their friends as well.
That's what I'm thinking, that picking 3 characters from the same game, especially ones that are associated.
Let's leave that out. Let's leave that out of consideration as well, for convenience.
For example, if you want the best optimal version of Chloe, you give her her best friend and her love interest, whichever order those might be in.
You give her Max and Rachel. That's all.
Yeah. Any 3 characters from any of those types of games.
Yep.
I feel like Tiffany would have to be on there.
Tiffany's kind of good. Yeah.
Like, early Joker would be good.
Oh, yeah.
But then again,
See, like for real, like he's too unstable though.
That's the problem, because
like,
for
do you
Chloe,
really want John?
For Chloe, it's the fact that early Chloe is better than late Chloe is because of circumstance.
Yes.
The Joker thing is just
mental
because
state.
Because of natural development.
Mm-hmm.
You would probably, even if you take early Joker, sooner or later he's gonna go insane. So that's a bad idea, I guess.
Likely.
Any 3 characters, I guess there's always the option of them becoming friends, which you suggested before.
Yeah.
So, which is why I don't want to pick like Alfred or Gordon or anything like that. Kind of.
Like the idea is they come to reality and you get to hang out with them.
Yeah.
Like, they pop into existence in your life, like
because
daily basis,
Because for like talking like great good and everything, picking something like a great detective or something would of course be advantageous,
but you don't want like old people that you don't really know how to be good friends with. So people off our age.
So Tiffany's of course
Tiffany's
in
the ballpark
because she's
smart,
roughly our age.
Smart as
she's smart.
Yeah.
The whole vigilante thing kind of speaks for her from a moral standpoint.
Kind of cool. Breakfast jokes.
Yeah.
Every day. Should open a diner.
The problem is, next to that, it will probably end up being 2 Life is Strange characters because
it's at least 2 Life is Strange characters, I think.
Because, again, thinking of like people in their teens or early 20s, right? There isn't that many characters in the other games that would fit that description.
Clementine.
Yeah, Clementine's getting older. Yeah, that's true. Then again, she probably has PTSD at this point.
Yeah, I'm about to say he's messed up. Don't want to take anyone from the Walking Dead universe.
I was about to say the problem is the Walking Dead universe changes your mindset.
Yeah.
And it's just like coming back from the war. It's going to be tough to adjust. Yeah. So.
Don't want anyone.
You know what?
So Tiffany's one?
Tiffany,
yep.
Warren, Steph.
Tiffany, Warren, Steph.
I don't know. That's just that seemed right.
All right. Let me.
I'm such a huge nerd. I guess we're making fictional characters be in our friend circle, so I guess we're nerds anyways for doing that.
Yes, Tiffany, Warren, Steph. I'll take. I'm also going to take Tiffany, and I'm going to take Max. And there's one more spot. Is it 18-year-old Chloe or is it 16-year-old Chloe? That might be the decider. I'll take 16-year-old Chloe. Otherwise, I'll take... if it's 18-year-old Chloe, I'm going to take someone else. In that case, I'm going to take... That's actually not that easy now. Because there's no character from Borderlands or The Wolf Among Us. Like, you can't really make Toad happen.
Yeah.
And The Walking Dead... Like,
also, Toad is once again is like a middle-aged guy, so that's exactly. A bit weird.
Don't want... he's also Frog, or Toad for that matter. But don't want to put anyone from The Walking Dead. Should maybe be another Life is Strange character. How about, have you ever considered Kate?
She's crazy religious and somewhat suicidal.
I know.
Those are not really good tendencies.
No, true.
I'm sorry, she's a nice person, okay?
Yeah, good person. Could probably be good friends with her. But
if religion doesn't come up. which, you know, we oftentimes make jokes at the expense of religions and that kind of stuff, so.
Has happened before. Who else? Well, in the Life is Strange universe, I'll take 16-year-old Chloe, or like the Before the Storm Chloe, and otherwise, I mean, I'm still just thinking Life is Strange characters.
Yeah, of course.
Who else was kind of cool and not... I mean, Warren obviously comes to mind. Sensible. Drew? Ball player?
Oh god, yeah. I mean, it makes sense for you to want to be friends with the jocks, yeah, of course.
Ball player, right?
I of course have no overlap with those types of people.
Yeah.
Okay, I admit that maybe I could have picked Max instead of Steph or something, but that's
yes. I'll just say 16-year-old Chloe for my convenience, so I don't need to pick another character. Tiffany, Max, Chloe. That's the three I'm picking.
I actually didn't end up picking Chloe.
I know you didn't. You're always like, oh yeah, Chloe.
Again, like, that's also, again, if you're trying to rationalize it, Chloe just doesn't end up on the list usually, but there is definitely some kind of attachment there.
What she did on my list.
Yeah.
For some reason. I like the character. Alright. We need to leave the people
on a high note.
Yeah, but not just in a regular way. It's got to be on a high note and a bad musical pun. So, what's the song of the week, man?
My song of the week is "You Can't Hurry Love"
by Philip Douglas Collins.
Is that his real name?
No, I don't know. Possible.
Specifically by Phil Collins. Yes, there is multiple versions of that song. I believe his isn't even the original.
Oh, I don't know that.
But yeah, that's the one.
Good song. That was the music share. I like it. My song of the week is also it's also music that I'm sharing with you at the moment. It's Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. Jekyll and Hyde by The Who.
Yes.
Great song. Good song. I just found it a few days ago. It's a really good song. I like it. The Who is kind of on the trend upward, man. Boris the Spider as well. Who? Yeah. Boris the Spider. Extra
also,
song.
if someone asks you who, always respond with the World Health Organization.
Yes,
obviously.
because that's what WHO stands for. Also, whenever you see the WWF doing anything like animal stuff, like environmental protection stuff, go up and ask them why they stole the wrestling name.
I literally, the first thing I came up when you said WWF, I thought of the wrestling.
Exactly, right? Yeah, right. But they're environmental organization.
I know.
Like, why y'all stealing the World Wrestling Federation name? Why do that?
Was it like the World Wildlife Fund or something like that?
Yeah, something like that. Anyway, extra song recommendation: Boris the Spider by The Who. Not for everyone. Fun song. Thank you for watching. We're gonna see you next time. Remember to answer the question in the beginning, by the way.
It's been almost as long as the last one.
I know. We weren't gonna do it, but we did it anyway. JJ.
That's it?
That's it.